Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my October wrap-up. October was kind of like a bad month for me. It was like a really weird month. I did not have high ratings whatsoever. I think I only really liked one book that I read. That's it. The beginning of this month went by so quick. I was getting through my books that I wanted to, and in the middle of this month it just slowed down. I could not finish a book. I became just so busy that at night I only got like an hour to read. It just felt like I was reading so slowly, and this month just felt so long for me because of just how busy I was. So I just kind of did not have, like, I had a good October because I did, like, the busyness that I had was fun busy, but it was busy. I only got to read 5 books this month, and I got 2 DNFs, and one of the DNFs is so disappointing. Let's get started into what I read. First off was this, Until I Get You. I DNF'd this. I did not know that this was a dark romance. I don't think I'm a dark romance type of person, because if you fuck up, you're out. I can't deal with some of these dark romance tropes, like cheating, oh that's okay, you know, doing bad sexual things to somebody. No. You do some shit like that to me, you're gone. The girl in this is getting stalked, so she leaves, she dips out, because she doesn't want to get stalked, right? Who fucking would? And so the guy main character, like the romance character, got so fucking angry that she just left without a word. And he knew she was getting stalked. He still got angry and started stalking her. And I was just like, and this is okay for him to stalk her? It's like, oh, that's cutesy fun time. I love it. No, I hated it. I did not like the main male character. He was so fucking gross and annoying constantly. He thought he was the absolute, he thought he was the shit. Literally, he was like, oh yeah, every girl wants me, even moms, like everyone wants to have sex with me. Yeah, I was not gonna read a sex scene in this book, because if he was the person I was supposed to read about, ugh, nasty. So I DNF'd it because I was like, I cannot deal with this man anymore. The second book I read this month is The Murder Game. This was my first like murder mystery type of book to read, and I liked it. Is it my favorite genre? No, I don't think mysteries in general or like thrillers are my favorite type of genre. I've never liked a thriller that I've read yet, but I've only read about 2 or 3. So this was my first like just solely mystery, no like thrilling aspect of it. And I liked it because it felt like a TV show almost in a way, and it felt fun and whimsical at the same time because it's like murder mystery dinner party kind of thing. Ooh, I've always wanted to go to one of those, so I think that's why I kind of liked it. I gave it a 3.5. It's definitely average. It's not my favorite type of book, not my favorite book, but the storyline was interesting and I loved some of the characters. I thought they're cute. And I also loved how one of the characters was just as completely clueless as us, so I didn't feel alone in it, because I feel like usually in thrillers and mysteries, everyone knows something, but the character in here was us, and I liked it, so it felt more realistic. This book revolves around a small town where they're kind of it's starting to die off. Not many people live there anymore, and one of the persons who used to live there is now this rich billionaire, and he decided to buy a lighthouse, I think it was, and like tear it down and rebuild it. Well, most of the town did not like that because something really bad happened at that lighthouse, and so the town really hated that man. So to bring more tourism to the town, the hotel decided to host like a murder mystery dinner, and they invited a lot of the people that lived there because it was like a trial run to see if it was even good or anything. One of the mystery guests that decided to come to this trial run was the man no one liked and his daughter. His daughter knew fucking nothing about this town because the father never told the daughter anything about it. So she was the one that was clueless in what was going on, because a whole lot of baggage is in this town for every single person except for the daughter. So there's a lot of baggage at this dinner party, right? A lot of things are flying, a lot of words, a lot of nasty comments, and then boom, someone dies. I don't want to tell you who dies because I don't know if that's a spoiler or not, but somebody dies, and then now they have to figure out who done it. And everyone's a suspect because everyone hates everyone, basically. Definitely very, like, I had to know what was going on. I was like, who did it? I did guess who did it, but I guessed it like kind of later. I was putting the clues together. But it was still really good, and I recommend. The next book I read was an audiobook. So the next book I listened to was Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. Oh my god. I gave that book a 4.5 stars. It was so good. That was my favorite book of the month. Vera is just so funny. The epitome of Asian grandma, and it was just so funny to listen to because she also was trying to be a little more in the know and hip with like the youngsters, which is so cute to see. It's a mystery, but it has such a found family aspect to it that was just so cute, and I would die for Vera. I love her. I want to be a part of that found family that she created. What this book is about is Vera Wong owns a tea shop, and she comes downstairs one day and finds a dead man in her tea shop. And instead of telling, well, she does tell the police, but she's like, they're doing nothing. A murder happened here is what she thinks. But the police are just saying, oh no, this guy just like, stumbled in and died, because I don't remember why they said, I guess an allergic reaction or something is what they thought. But Vera's like, no, he got murdered. So she decides, I'm gonna figure this out. And she gathers up all her suspects and tries to figure out the murder. And all her suspects become her little family, and it's so cute. And I love it. So I definitely recommend this book because, especially the audiobook's really, really good. Like the narrator for it is so good. I love it. Next, I tried to read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and I DNF'd. I do not like this book. It is so cliche, so boring, and just, the characters are so, like, it's insta love, and it's boring. It's boring. I did not give a shit about any of the characters in here because they just instantly start to love each other. It's like, why? I don't care anymore. So I was really excited for this book. This was like a very anticipated read for me. I had this for over a year because I really just wanted to read it in the fall time. And so I'm so disappointed that I didn't care. So on the back it says that Logan wants nothing to do with the new girl, and he's like such a grumpy man. It's like a grumpy sunshine, it's supposed to be, right? This man was maybe annoyed with her the first 1 to 2 times he met her. He was like, oh, she's kind of annoying, but like whatever. Instantly after that, he was like, she's kind of cute. Oh my god. Should I make out with her? I will make out with her. That's literally what happened. Like, the next time they saw each other, they just decided to kiss. Huh? They fell in love literally instantly. He was like, I can't get her out of my mind. Within 2 days of knowing her? Not even 2 days, it was a day. It was literally a day. The next day, he was like basically in love with her. I thought he was supposed to be like a grump, and he became instantly not a grump once he fell in love with her. He was like super sweet and super nice. There's no grumpy sunshine in this, even though that's what it's kind of marketing. There's none. And this book also is supposed to be like, I think, inspired by Gilmore Girls. It felt almost rip-off-y. I don't want to be mean about it because, I don't know, it's like, I feel bad being mean. But it just kind of felt like a rip-off, like some of the parts, like the town and the town meetings and the mayor. It just felt so, yeah, that's 100% what happened in Gilmore Girls. And there's like also a mystery to this, and I feel like the mystery got solved super fast. Although I will say, so like the mystery got solved within like the first few chapters, but then I think another mystery started to happen when I DNF'd it, but I don't give a shit. The next book I read is The Salt Grows Heavy. This is a horror book. I give this a 3 stars. I did this in a reading vlog, so if you want to see that, go check it out. I liked this book very, like, just regularly. I don't know what the word for it in English is. The horror in this book is gore horror. I didn't really mind it. It didn't really scare me that much. Gore isn't much of a problem for me. I've never really been squeamish, but I just think like the plot of it wasn't my favorite. It was kind of confusing to me, but the characters of this I loved. I loved the characters, and they had like this like little bit of romance, and it was so cute for some reason. But I loved the characters. It's about a mermaid and a plague doctor. Basically, the mermaid's children kind of destroy the town that they were living in, and they both decide to leave. While they're going away from this village, they stumble upon 3 surgeons and like a bunch of children, and they're doing some weird shit. And they decide to stop the surgeons and help the children, but things don't really work out how they wanted them to. It was a very interesting plot, but it was just confusing to me. I half the time did not know where it was going, what was happening, and it just confused me. But that's just me. Honestly, I'm not used to reading these very literary books. This is my literary section of my shelf, and it's quite small. So I'm not used to reading them, and I feel like the more and more I read them and the more I get used to them, the more I'll start to understand them. So I recommend this book if you are fine with gore horror. The next book I read is another horror. It is The Taking of Jake Livingston. This is also in that vlog if you would like to see. And I gave this book a 2.5. I don't really know what to say about it. I just didn't necessarily mesh with it. It's a YA, and yeah, you can kind of tell. It's not scary, so that's good. I don't even remember anything of it, do I? And I only read this like 3 days ago, and I'm really having a hard time remembering anything about it. I did listen to half of this on audiobook, and I think while I was listening to it, I kind of just started to zone out because I could not tell you what happened in like the middle of it. And I really can't, because I can't remember a single thing. It's a paranormal horror, and the ghost in it was just the worst person like ever. But he almost, the way it's written, they kind of want you to feel bad for him, and I don't really want to feel bad for him because he's just a bad person. But you know, you learn so much about him because he also has a point of view in this before he does what he does, and because of that you like you feel bad because of his home life and stuff, and you're like, oh, that's a shitty thing to happen. I feel bad for him, but I don't want to feel bad for him because he murdered people. I don't want to feel bad for a murderer. So I'm just like not sure how I feel about it too much, to be honest. This is about Jake. He can see the paranormal, and he is trying to figure out life, basically. Life as a teenage boy who goes to a predominantly white school. He is the only black kid in his grade, and he has to deal with a lot of racism because of that. And he also is gay, so he has to deal with that on top of it, like the homophobia of it all. And then on his other half of, you know, his other world is he can see the paranormal world, and he also has to deal with that, and it's just so frustrating to him. He just can't deal with it. And then while he's also already having this hard time, I think the character's name is Sawyer, who is the bad ghost of this all, decides, I'm gonna fuck up Sawyer's life. I'm gonna fuck up Jake's life even more. Why? We never really know why Sawyer decides Jake's the one he's gonna, you know, torment as a ghost, but he does. And so Jake has to figure out, how do I get Sawyer out of here to stop, because he's also killing people as a ghost. So Jake's got to figure this shit out. Like, what can I do to stop him? And so he has all this stuff in his head, and it's just so hard for him. And I like Jake in this book. And I do like that storyline around Jake. I just hate the almost redeeming quality of Sawyer. That's the only part that I don't like. I did like the audiobook. I think the narrators are really good. Sawyer, spot on. Like, what a good, what a good narration for him. It was great. So, I gave this though a 2.5. I think I already said that, but just in case. And then the last book I read is a graphic novel. This is the Confetti Realms. I gave this a 2 stars. I felt like the story, like the plot and the storyline was just all over the place. Sometimes I would be reading it and then I'd be like, did I skip a page? Like what, how did we go from this to this? But I didn't. I did not skip a page. It's very short, but I feel like the storyline could have been better if it was longer, is the thing. And I've read, like, I have a graphic novel in here. Let me show you. This graphic novel's long. Like, this is a big graphic novel. And I think that this one should have been this. They only had like one night. It was Halloween night, so I read it on Halloween night. They only had one night to complete their quest that they had to do. And because of that, it like got so jumbled and so quick, and it was just hard to read. I will say, the pictures, gorgeous and beautiful. Whoever illustrated this shit, I will be reading another one of theirs. It was so beautiful to look at and so atmospheric. I loved the illustrations in it. So the plot is basically, on Halloween night, these four teens get kind of transported into this realm, the Confetti Realms, and they have to help out this like weird looking half machine, half bones man. They have to help him by collecting teeth that he's owed, because in this realm they use teeth as currency basically. So they have to go and collect the teeth. They get into a lot of mischief because of it. They just have a lot of issues within their lives, their home lives, their friendships. So you go through that with them while also collecting the teeth. But I felt like the ending also, what the fuck? I don't know. I could not tell you how this ends because I just don't understand it. I don't understand the ending. I don't know what they chose to do at all. And so I just gave it a 2 stars. I really wanted to like this, but it just didn't hit how I wanted it to. I feel like this could have been really good if it was longer, because there could have been more context for things that were happening. So that was my wrap up of October. I hope November is better. I have a lot of anticipated reads on my November TBR. If you want to go see my November TBR, please go check that out. I have a video for it. And I hope to see you again. Bye bye.